Hey everybody, it's the Last Robokai here, and welcome to more Fate Samurai Remnant. And we're going to be going off on a magical adventure to finishing the second path of the game. As we all remember, we did the path with Chiamon as the final boss. We're going to be doing the other path, which has already set a few things up. You can probably tell where it's going to go. And it's also going to give us a preview of, because it's New Game Plus and we've obviously unlocked some new scenes that relate to Iori and his personal views and things like that, a hint of what's to come with the third and final ending of the game, which I won't be showing everybody until after all the DLC is done, because I feel like it probably might color the rest of the adventures. So, and you can probably already feel that going on a bit. So, joined as always, I am by Cool Guy.
Yo yo.
And yeah, it's time to get stuck straight in. We're skipping the Masashi fight. It's straight on to deciding a very important thing about the path we're going to be taking. So let's get stuck straight in.
ようやくだ。ようやくここに永月の儀が終わる。ああ。さて、永月の器、これを。
Much of this plays out exactly the same as last time.
That's still a good question too.
Yeah. Like here, it's just like, oh, let's just hit it with our swords.
That'll definitely work.
Saber having to be the one to be like, no, let's not like hit it with our swords.
It's still a dumbass idea.
It's probably the most irrational thing Iori has said like the entirety of the story.
Very much reminds me of the end of Deus Ex when Tracer Tong tells you to just destroy the internet and return everything to, you know, squabbling city-states. Like, Tong has been the voice of reason that entire game, and then he just tells you the single stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
He certainly gave it a go. He's been gearing it up. He's like, if I keep being reasonable the entirety of this story, he'll definitely go along with my harebrained scheme to just like completely destroy world communications.
Yeah, it was the stupidest thing I've ever heard from him. Though, to his credit, when they went back for Deus Ex 2 and he made an appearance in Deus Ex 2. He lightly referenced the fact that he gave that advice and said it was one of the stupidest fucking things he's ever said.
You could probably like hand wave some context into what he might have been thinking at the time, but yeah, it's like that's still hand waving.
Writer analyzing writing here. They wanted that particular solution or that particular ending, and Tong was the only person who was in the room per se who could suggest it. Bob Page was there. He wanted the Illuminati path, and you know there was that entire thing, and then there was the Helios ending. Then. And Helios itself was suggesting that thing, and Tong was the only real person who was guaranteed to be there, and that could say no, this is the screw you guys, I'm going home ending. So I get it. It's still really stupid, and feels like there should have been a better solution than that. But
oh, I've got the perfect solution for it. Was deranged homeless person that you meet outside of the building.
Outside of Area 51.
Yeah, just basically you just bump into him outside and he's like by a bin that's on fire and he just tells you, like, you know, like the government has invaded his teeth and they generated a plague out of alien poo-poo that they harvested from Mars. And then when you get in there, he just somehow manages to contact you through his teeth and tells you that you need to shut it all down, or else the aliens are going to be tracking down their piping and find the planet via the internet signal.
I'm the next time I talk to Warren Spector, I'll run that one by him.
Warren Spector,
I'm sure he'll get
reaching for
I'm sure he'll have a fucking laugh about it.
All right, well, Iori, it's all on you. It's time to go over and take care of that waxing moon vessel. I feel like we've forgotten something, but it probably wasn't important.
I'm certain everything will work out exactly as we've been plotting, and we will not get interrupted at the last second.
英月の儀は終わる。二度とかようなものが
Ever is a long time there, buddy. Particularly when you know for a fact from Dorothea that there's a bunch of weird ass mages that are doing a bunch of weird ass things.
脅かされることはないだろう。人として正しき道だ。まさに選ぶべき結末だろう。
Nah.
本当に
Fucking music. The band just like immediately stops and runs out of the room.
The fucking record scratch.
俺は英月を
So yes, we now have a new option that was not presented before to not destroy it and to claim it. Well, we're gonna continue down the moral and humane path.
Okay.
"だがそれゆえに問わずには折れない。なぜと乱世は血煙の時代は終わった。人々は口を揃えてそう言うが、すべてのものが安穏と生きてゆけるわけではない。教えてください、相違剣先生。なぜ人の世はかくもいびつなのですか。歪みを正すには奇跡にすがるより他はなく、そして奇跡は二度とつかめない。だがならばこそ私は
かの夜、青年の平穏は終わりを迎えた。月に誘われ集った者らと刃を、声を、心を交わし、散りざまを見届け、夜道を見送り、そして今、月満ちし時、彼は願いを叶えんとする。
知れ宮本伊織。何のつもりだよ。小説。
Yeah, I think I remember what we forgot about. Anyway, Chimon's fucking dead.
That was a lot simpler than the last time.
Yeah, because Zheng was still recovering.
そうか。私はまた。おい、まだ起きるな。カヤの手当てが無駄になるだろう。
Just gonna bust all of your bandages at once.
弱き者。分かっている。一度ならず二度までもあなたの。
Saved is a big word for what just happened there.
小説。
Yeah, it feels like she did the saving first on that one.
Yeah, and then Iori just took advantage of the moment that you gave him. Which, to be fair, credit to him for not just spilling his spaghetti.
Remember, he has a plan to kill everybody, and
Everybody he meets.
And Chiemon just had this brief moment where he was like, "What are you doing?" And then it was just like, here, it was just like, "And you're done."
I've got about 8 plans that could work here. Here's the first one that comes to mind. Oh, it worked. Cool.
しるべとなった。そのように今は思えてならない。
しるべ。
そんなことはどうでもいい。良い小説。何故とは問わぬ。今は貴様に礼を言わねばならない。いおりを救ってくれたからな。ありがとう。だ。礼は不要。私は私が望むまま動いたに過ぎん。しかしこれほどまでに家の傷とは。
Yeah, that one was intended to make absolutely certain that Iori died, so makes sense he'd put a little extra pepper on it.
波の人ではないからな。傷の治りは早いのだ。多少の傷はたちまちに癒える。私はそのように作られている。
なるほど。傷を負った後、涼しい顔で上野に現れていたが。
ああ、あの傷は浅かったからな。ライダーと示し合わせ、深手にまでは至らぬようにしておいた。だが、こたびはな、知恵門の炎、ここまでのものとは。さっきも言ったぞ。これは私が望んで受けた傷。どうか気に病むな。あなたはあなたがなすべきをなしてくれ。
かたじけない。小説の尽力無駄にはしないと俺は誓おう。セイバー。
ああ、器を立って義を終わらせるぞ。
うん。
始めよう。よりでは英月の器を。結界が破られたか。何者。
It feels like news that they have bounded fields of their own. I mean, logically, that's a thing that would happen, yes, but it still feels like news.
No, it was helped get set up by the very man who just broke it.
Right.
久しぶりというほどでもないか。別れ際にまた会おうとは言ったが、結局俺の方から会いに来てしまったな。
It's very worth noting that he has 3 command spells back.
Yep.
義を降りた。そう捉えていたのだがな。何故貴殿が。
なあ、いおり。英月を俺に譲る気はないか。
Try asking nicely first.
What
a
crazy
guy.
things have happened.
No, dude, that makes total sense. I'm not mocking him for that. There's literally nothing to lose here. Like, you have some level of rapport with Iori. You might be able to talk. Maybe it's a 1% chance. But still, that 1% chance costs you nothing. Eminently reasonable way of looking at this. Respect to Zheng, that's what I'm saying here.
かつてお前は江戸の平穏を守るために戦うと言ったな。俺もそうさ。そうなんだよ。似たようなものだ。主のため、民のために、友のため、我が子のために。戦乱なき太平の世を、民を取り戻したい。
貴殿の思いの強さ。
Strictly speaking, this isn't something that Iori could just
承知の上だ。
can't say yes to either. He wants it out of Edo.
人の世にあってはならない。
Alright, yeah. One of his primary goals was having it out of Edo. It's just like, this would accomplish that, but nah, he's evolved in his reasoning a little bit. And fair enough, too.
正しくあろうとするのならば。
見事。この後に及び、未だ清廉潔白を口にする。あるいは気高いと言うべきかな。どちらにせよ、大したものだよ、宮本伊織。だが、人としての正しさ、それは何だ。ただ黙して略奪と屈辱を受け入れることか。お前の告げる言葉はまばゆいが、筆境、太平の世に生きる者の見る夢に過ぎない。
I've mostly been silent through so much of this just because the voice actors not so much it's out of the park. Like,
No
Shousetsu was
joke.
incredible. Zheng's is really good.
などを求めるものかよ。
どうあっても英月を求めるか。帝成功。
無論。お前に英月を渡す気がないのなら、もはや何をも言うまい。無念だ、伊織。やれ、キャスター。
来るぞ、伊織。
キャスター。土帝はすでに死した。その上で未だ写し世にとどまっている。ならばキャスター、小野がマスターを乗り換えたか。
Credit to Iori, he was never stupid.
写し世にとどまったか。なるほど、道理だな。
キャスターごときが少子、セイバーの大魔力を知らぬわけもなし。今すぐに切り捨てて。
ヤマト。へえ、そうか。人は、人理は、お前をそのように定めたのか。その剣が、雨の村雲の剣。にしては、いささか神気が弱い。なるほど。刀身を鞘で覆い隠しているな。せいぜい気をつけろよ、マスター。あれは日の本随一とも言える神殺しの英雄だぞ。人を殺し、怪異を殺し、神々を殺す征服者。兄さえ殺すオウス。すなわち人理に刻まれし神名、大和武の御事。
何者だ。
Iori figured it out. Why couldn't anybody else?
いいな。
He already had dreams to work off of.
True.
貴様。
He also ostensibly is like baptized in the culture that Saber came from. Castor ostensibly is not.
そう相性の問題だよ。英雄はその存在を語り継がれ伝承されなければ人理に刻まれることはない。僕の記憶がお前を英雄たらしめた。僕の言葉がお前を人理に刻みつけた。
Alright.
その僕がお前を知らないわけがないだろう。
キャスターはいわばまじない師の霊気。魔術に抵抗を有する三騎士には弱い。だがあれなるキャスター、なぜか私を知っている。嫌な感じだ。よりおそらく英霊としての私の弱点をついてくるぞ。
ああ、そのようだ。だがここは危険。カヤが待っている。今や敵は全て打ち倒すのみ。セイバー。
無論。
For the first time in the game, we'll be fighting Zheng. And also Custer.
Yeah, the recorder.
No, he doesn't like to be called Caster so much. He likes to think of himself as a recorder.
The things he has around him are also like, of course, a hint. I don't have an immediate reference. Probably have to review this episode later.
It's kind of like I said, like he's incredibly obscure, like so. So like I'm 100% almost certain like most people would struggle to like figure out who this character is without like
he's piquing my curiosity, so I'll probably put in at least token effort. Also, it's been a while since I had to really do a deep dive to figure out Saber, so I'm not just exhausted trying to do research for this Let's Play the way I was regarding Ajina.
He has a lot of really cool visuals in his attacks and things
Yeah.
like that too.
とか言ったか。我が主に何やら聖堂を説いていたが、お前聖堂にさほどの興味はないな。その本質はまるで。
耳を貸すな、より。君のあり方は君自身が決める。私自身も私が決める。征服者、兄さえ殺すオウス。それがどうした。余人がいかに語ろうとそこに私はいない。私は私であると魂が知る。
ことの葉ではつかみきれんか。大魔力だけではないな、ヤマトタケル。僕の記録の枠を超えるな。僕を苛立たせるな。
Than how I wrote you.
超えた化け物め。なぜ人理の影ごときが己を疑わぬ。なぜ
The weird positive feedback loop between Iori and Saber.
保つのだ。なぜ
そこまでだ、キャスター。戦場で無駄口を叩くな。
冷めたものだ。いや、お前は酔えないのか。だが確かに 潮時というやつだ。僕もそろそろ目的を果たすとしよう。
逃げるかキャスター。
力を借りる。
任せろ。
You'll never escape, they say after he escapes.
流行るなセイバー。怪異を倒す。後を追う。終わりだ。
Man, I have a weird sense that I have seen Caster somewhere. I do not remember where. Like that is gonna bug the crap out of me.
This is the only appearance Caster has in the Fate universe. So like, so you may just have deja vu.
Like
from
if
the...
nothing, even if I can't figure out who Caster is, that's fine. I've got to remember what the fuck those familiars are. Like I've got to like that is gonna bug the crap out of me.
だが、こたびの戦、俺の勝ちのようだ。
You know, I may not even directly recognize them. It may just be a related memory that it's it's giving to me. But whatever. Like I've got to unearth that because otherwise that's gonna piss me off.
Unfortunately, while fighting, Zheng popped in, said wave to Kaya, said sorry, I gotta borrow this, and took the lockdown.
Okay, thanks, bye!
頼む。私も連れて行け。
しかし、貴殿。
傷は未だ深かろうに。死ぬ気か。
I mean, yes? Shousetsu's literally already said that she doesn't have a whole lot of reason for living at this point. She's either going to see this through or she's going to die trying.
そう長く持つものではない。だからこそ、この魂、燃え尽きるまで諦められぬ。ライダーを失った。癒えぬ深手を負った。我が手で望みを叶える術はついえた。が、それでも私はまだ。
小説。
あの時、私に触れたあなたの手は温かかった。とても温かかったのだ。作られし我が心にまた一つ思いが芽吹いてしまった。今や私は自分で思うよりもはるかに強く、あなた以外に英月を奪われるのが気に入らんのだ。
そうか。ならば小説、貴殿には見届けてもらおう。俺たちが英月を取り戻し打ち砕くその様のすべてを。
ああ。
テイとキャスターは赤坂へ向かったはずだ。器を霊脈につなげるために。
ならば急ぐまでだ。行くぞ、より。
ああ。小説、行けるか。
私はいつでも支度が整ったら言ってくれ。
Yes, well, we're going to be not going out just yet, because just like last time, there is one more digression that's opened up that we can do. And it's a bit longer than the one we got with Rogue Saber, where we essentially got a message saying, yo, I'm out, have a good one. But I think you're gonna like it. Also, there are two more Crucible Beasts we're gonna finish off as well.
I do like. I was about to say I'm slightly disappointed that there's no portrait modification where Shousetsu's been rocked in the face. Like,
probably didn't want to make it too grisly. I mean, you have to depict like.
I mean,
you know,
you just have
burns.
like that big ugly bruise on her cheek or something like that. It didn't need to be too grisly, but like the dissonance between her portrait and her avatar was a little jarring there.
かや、俺の願いを聞いてくれるか。
何？
握り飯。ありったけ支度しておいてほしい。
I want you to keep making rice balls forever.
戦から帰ってきたら、まず腹が減っているだろうからな。頼めるか。小笠原殿には悪いが。
わかった。おむすびいっぱい作っておく。小笠原の家にはね、兄ちゃんとこに泊まるって言っておく。だから絶対に帰ってきてね。約束。
ああ、約束だ。
そうだ、これ持って行って。
To start off,
just keep making rice balls. Just become the rice ball fucking production factory that we always knew you could be, Kaya.
The rice ball queen pin over here.
行ってくる。
はい、兄ちゃん、気をつけて頑張ってね。
Oh, right. We kind of walked.
Yeah,
up
I was gonna
and
say,
didn't
like,
we?
Dorothea has to be this digression you're talking about.
Nope.
Oh, really?
Nope. The digression is Li Shuen.
Really? Alright, now you've got my
ユイ
attention.
小説よ。逃げられたのは私の落ち度だから、よこせとまでは言わないけれど。
Don't worry. It ties into what's going on.
No, it barely matters if it does or not. Li Shuwen's one of the most interesting characters in this damn game.
何を危ぶんでいるかはわからんが、少なくとも俺は小説の信念に応えたい。それだけだ。
答えになっていないわよ。
She is smarter than you, dude. Like, don't try to bob her off with word games.
待っていてあげる。終わったら、あれは我が家で保護するわ。その時は手出しは無用よ。
それはやはりよこせと言っているのでは？
とりあえずこれを渡しておくわ。私の魔術を込めた特別製よ。
Yuri just has no idea of the power of his swag right now.
キャスター戦では役に立つでしょう。手付け代わりに。
Consider it a down payment.
好意として受け取っておく。
手付けって聞こえなかった？
It's like I don't understand your weird merchant things.
より。
There we go. Those who walk, those who watch.
I will say, after all of this, that it is objectively the correct decision to keep Dorothea around rather than Rogue Saber. I like Rogue Saber well enough and so forth, but Dorothea is just such a wonderful foil to the personalities that are central to this game.
Yeah, she's pretty great. I mean, we'll get to spend more time with her in the coming DLCs, which is good. Everyone basically gets a turn in the coming DLCs.
なんとも壊しがいのあることよな。
あれははぐれのアサシン。こんなところで怪異退治か。
はぐれのアサシン。かねてより小説に手を貸していたが、何故ここに来て怪異を打つ。
Isn't this his area? Like, can't this basically be equated to mowing the
構わ
lawn?
ないな。
君がそうと決めたならそうしよう。うん。徳行くぞ。
Like, why is he doing this? I mean, he's keeping his own backyard.
This is one of those writing elements to make the player also wonder what Li Shuen is up to, even though obviously we have our own thoughts on it.
かか、ありがたい話よな。ならばそのたぎる若さを頼るとしようか。
I was wondering what that hesitation was for a moment.
ツバメ返し。
Just having a bit of a think about it before I violently murder a giant angry spider demon thing.
I still can't get over the handwork that Iori has on that. I realize I've seen it like 24 times by now, but it surprises me every single time. You know, seeing him manipulate, like, finally manipulate a full-sized katana with his ring and pinky fingers. Like, that is fucking insane. The thing,
So
like,
insane.
yeah, no, I get it, and like, also, the thing that shits me is that as somebody who's fenced and so forth before, and like not just sport fencing, but also working with, like, you know, older kinds of show fencing. I did a lot of like rapier and dagger exhibition fencing back when I worked at Renaissance festivals and so forth. I know that is technically possible. Like, it's not like, oh hey, I'm just gonna lift 2 gallons of water with my pinky finger or something like that. You know, like even if strictly speaking that might be possible to lift it, you're not going to keep it there for any length of time because the small connective tendons in your fingers are going to give out. Like the explosive movement he has with that. Technically, I could see it happening, and it's just like, fuck, that makes it even more impressive.
この2つを頼みたい。
He's just built different. So, our quest is to head off and find some items for Li Shuen, because he is trying to acquire some, he's acquiring some stuff for Shousetsu. She needs to do some things, and he's going to help her up, because he's just a kindly old grandpa like that.
I mean, he's got little else to do as long as nobody's trying to mind control him, right?
それで、もう一つはどんなものだ?
We sort of hit this weird mellow point of the of this particular girl war. No one's life is really in danger. We just want to stop Zheng from using his wish to cause something crazy to happen.
Yeah, Shu Wen in particular would just never be idle. Like he would, in life, he was an extremely restless person.
He traveled a lot.
Yeah, and he traveled with purpose. He didn't travel just to travel. He researched where he was going. He knew exactly what he was going to do. He busted his ass when he got there.
And busted somebody else's ass when he got there.
Also that. He definitely also would bust somebody else's ass. But you know, like this is surprisingly in keeping with, like, he's just like, all right, well, I don't have anything better to do, so I'll talk to frickin' Shousetsu. She wants this thing. Okay, I'm not doing anything else. I might as well kick some monster butts.
It's kind of funny, actually. In Fate Granddaughter, the entire sort of funny thing with Li Shuen is like, he gets asked during one of the interludes, like, we don't ever see you sort of ever spend any time near your younger incarnation, the Lancer Yu. Why is that? And his response was just generally, we'd end up fighting and killing one of us. Like, he was just like, it would inevitably just be like, at some point we would just try to see who was better, and we would fight to the death. And of course, like, the older one is like, I'd win, of course. Because he would, like, and if you ask the Lancer one, like, you know,
he's
he'd
like, no,
say
I'd
exactly
win.
the same thing.
because the duality that you introduced me to that you introduced Shu Wen with, I think is really great. Like the younger version is the height of his power, and the older version is the height of his skill, and the question ends up becoming, you know, like oh, which matters more, and you know, to echo Peter Dinklage in frickin' Game of Thrones, depends on the sellsword, depends on the situation.
It's kind of interesting because typically, like a servant, when a servant gets like multiple classes, they tend to embody different aspects. And like I said, like Li Shuen is very interesting because he can be Lancer as old or young and Assassin as old as young. There's only one other character that I can really think of that sort of has a similar sort of aspect, and they're going to be introduced in the second DLC.
I was gonna say, please tell me more, and now I realize you can't. Damn it.
But they are a character who, before Fate Samurai Remnant, was depicted in one way as a particular class, and will actually be depicted as the same class in a different way. Like, but usually it's like a different aspect of the characters manifested in it. Like a good example, of course, being Vlad the Impaler, you know, Vlad Tepes, Vlad the Third. There's two servant variants of him that is, by all accounts, actually comes from like the two different works that he's appeared in, and as a result of these, you've got like two real different versions, and he has appeared as a Lancer in both of these versions, but when the Lancer version from like one of them is now is Berserker in Fate Granddaughter for whatever reason. I guess because they decided they didn't want to do it both. But one is the ruler Vlad, and the other is the holy warrior Vlad.
Okay, that makes substantially more sense than the way I interpreted it beforehand.
Yeah, like the one that ends up saying Lancer in Fate Granddaughter, in fact, gets a absolutely ridiculous bonus against evil. So any enemy or character class that has evil as a trait, when he activates this skill, he can absolutely just mow the fuck down on. Interestingly enough, they have the same Noble Phantasm, which is
Please,
basically...
pray tell, what is this Noble Phantasm?
I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong, but it's like Kuzikali Bay or something like that. But it is basically just spearing the shit out of somebody.
Yeah, that is the... I actually don't know how it's pronounced either. Like, I've only ever seen it written down, but that is one of the primary areas where... So, I'm certain that you're familiar with this, Robokai, but just for the benefit of our audience. The reason Vlad the Impaler got the epithet the Impaler is because to dissuade an invading army, he basically took a bunch of prisoners from his from one of their scouting parties, their scouting armies, and he impaled each and every last one of them. And now, when I say impaled, I don't mean he ran them through with a spear and that was that. No. There was a very special procedure you used for impaling back then. Like
ass to mouth.
Ass to mouth, the subject had to be alive, and they would die over the course of days of being impaled. Very frequently, strictly speaking, the victim would die of thirst rather than of being impaled. So when this invading army landed in this bay that I've only ever seen it written, and I'm not certain I can pronounce it, they were treated to hundreds of meters of their scouting party, all technically alive, but completely doomed. Like if you tried to remove them, they would die very quickly from internal hemorrhaging and so forth. So technically alive, shitting and pissing all over themselves for days. and just, this is what you've got. This is the ruler that you are invading. So, very reasonably, this completely superior army that Vlad probably couldn't have resisted if it had come to a knockdown, drag-out fight, more or less just went, fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Excuse me, please. I'm just gonna take my stuff and leave. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope.
Yeah, you do not. You sympathize with the, you know, you might say to yourself, oh, there's no way that could happen to me. But when you're watching it literally happen to somebody that you might have even been having a conversation with at some point in, like, the last, like, few weeks before all of this went down, you suddenly go, I don't want that to happen to me.
I mean, like, it's, you start to at least consider your options. And if one of those options is get back on the boat and go try to invade the next county over, which functionally is what a lot of these things sort of ended up happening with, right? The point of Vlad was that he was the shield for his local area, and depending on who you ask, a shield for Christianity in the region. But you know, like that. The original Vlad was not the most terribly devout person. I won't go so far as to call him an iconoclast, the way I would refer to, for example, Oda Nobunaga. But he had use for religion so long as religion had utility. So it was a very practical relationship as far as that goes, which not even remotely unusual for anybody of that time. But yeah, so like when we're talking about, hey, this is the noble phantasm, that makes total sense. That is what gave him his name. That is what made him the Impaler, and it was terrifying.
Yeah, so we've been on the trail of a guy who was like really not a fan of Shousetsu, had a lot of debts. You might have thought we were going to go up to him and face him and fight him, but no, he just got eaten.
Saber thinks this is so cool.
Yeah, do not just wander around with magical catalysts on you. We've established very much in this game that they really are attracted monsters to the scent of magical energy, be they spirit fonts or artifacts or even servants. And unfortunately, if you happen to be someone who can't defend yourself against something like that, you get 8.
I was sitting here just like, I know that Soul Eater's about to try something. Just fucking come out with it already. You're gonna get owned.
Yeah, it was really one of those things that just has like a really big drum roll to it.
It reminds me of the Gwyn leap when we were doing Dark Souls 1 together, and I had just finished an entire game of saying how I hate parrying and parrying is stupid. And it's just a ridiculous mechanic that players interact with ridiculously. And then Gwyn does the huge leap, and just like barely even thinking about it, I parry him, and then we just bully him for the next 5 minutes until he dies.
It's one of those things where parrying, for the most part, is a really frustrating thing if you can't get it right. But then you just do that one parry, and your brain immediately shifts and goes, "Actually, I really love it now."
Actually, this is cool.
I now feel like the biggest brained mastermind in the history of like playing video games.
True gamer moment.
Like the dopamine, like fucking dam just bursts.
Particularly funny, like, because if you particularly in Dark Souls 1, if you break Gwyn's momentum in that moment, it's very difficult. You have to let him get it back. Like, it doesn't just come back. He can't really recover very easily. You almost have to just let him be like, okay, I won't completely embarrass you. Which, you know, if you're a true gamer, you don't. Like somebody F's up like that, they don't get the chance to play the game again. It's GG no re at that point.
これだけあれば十分であろう。では参るぞ、主ら。
The saunter.
待たせたな、娘よ。
宮本伊織にセイバー？何故アサシンと
Bumped into him and decided we'd help.
主の役に立ちたいと言って聞かんでな。ならばと奴らにも魔術の触媒を集めるべく奔走してもらったのよ。
そうか。すまない。手間をかけたな。
気にするな。共に戦う者として当然のことをしたまでだ。
おかげでほれ。主に頼まれておったものすべて不足なく揃うたぞ。
確かに受け取った。ご苦労、アサシン。これがあれば私は。
He'll be able to what precisely?
ではな。赤坂へ向かう準備が整ったら。
Well, the good news is we'll be able to find out, because this does affect how things go during the finale.
触媒の
That's
使い
kind
道につい
of
て
cool, actually.
聞かなかったな。
小説の顔を見れば想像もつく。問いただすのは野暮。
You gonna share? No, of course he's not.
かか。主、なかなかどうして
I love his laugh.
His laugh, just basically being a crow's laugh.
娘と共に荒れるのやもしれん。
Caca, like that is frequently how corvids are said to chuckle in
小説の願いに
a
は
lot of Eastern
さして関
literature.
心がない素振り。ならばなぜそこまで小説に寄り添う？
若い主には分からずとも当然か。ならばこの機に覚えておくがよい。幼子に壊れて手を貸さぬじじいはおらん。
幼子？
主の言う通り、小説の願いとやらにわしはさしたる興味はない。だがあの潔癖なまでに無垢な幼子は身も心も削りながら今なお歩みを止めずにいる。ならばその歩みをしかと見届けることこそが手を貸すと決めた者の務めと心得る。何案ずるな。手出しはせんよ。娘と主の歩む道の果てに何が待つか、今よりしばし眺めさせてもらう。ではまたな、若造ら。生きていたならいずれし合おうぞ。
There will be no battle to the death with Li Shuen.
The fucking saunter. Just the casual saunter off. They really knew what they were doing when they were writing him out there. Like they knew exactly how that was going to screw around there. Like just the resonance between his speech and that saunter of his, just I will never not love.
Yeah, no, Li Shuen is a very popular character for a reason. So yeah, that's it for now. Next time we will be doing the 2 Crucible monsters, one of which is level 99. We are only like level 80, but we're gonna still do it anyway, just to get them all completed, and then we're going to finish the game again. So yeah, until then, I've been Lost Robokai.
And I have been Cool Guy.
And we'll see you all next time for more Fate Samurai Remnant.